Hello, everyone, and welcome to Rob Has a Podcast. I'm your host, Taran Armstrong, and we are here tonight to talk about this night's Big Brother 27 episode. Interrogations abounded, accusations were thrown, and HOHs were crowned. And with me to talk through this episode tonight here on a Sunday night, my good friend Jacob Jones. Jacob,
what's going on? I kind of just got jazzed back up. I haven't heard that in a minute. And I kind of been saving my Big Brother takes for this moment. So I have no other outlet other than this. And so
chock full of takes.
Yeah, a tank full of takes. A tank full of takes. Yeah, a tank full of takes. And no, I'm excited to be here with you and Sasha. I think this is going to be a fun one, and I think a pretty good episode. I think a good episode. I'm not even going to say pretty good. I think a really good episode by CBS and Big Brother. So I'm excited to talk about it.
Yes. Well, also joining us here tonight, it's Sasha. How you doing, Sasha?
So good. I'm here to crash the date. I can't wait. Just happy to be here.
Are we the tricycles?
Ooh, I like it. Everyone's
it too.
Polly now, right? So it works.
I don't claim it, but you never know.
See, you of all people, I feel like that's a lie. Anyway, not the podcast.
All right. Well, yes, we're here to talk about tonight's episode. It was packed full. We didn't get any nominations, but we did get an HOH competition, and we got a dethroning of an HOH. Not something that happens too often, but it was, I think, pretty good, pretty exciting to watch the interrogations, and especially to watch somebody be wrong.
I know, and it had the right amount of drama that for modern day reality shows I think is kind of nice to kind of sell you into the next episode. And just to see a complete flip of power from a group that was and to see that being on the complete opposite head, it just had me, I think, great TV, great moments, great character frustrations, and a hell of a Sunday night episode, which I feel like Sunday night episodes for me are a little like but this one was so yeah.
It was new indeed. All right. Well, we started the episode with the fallout of the Adrian eviction, and it took a lot of sort of backfilling to help get the audience up to speed on some of the fallout from that eviction, because what they didn't show in the episodes, but you might have heard in some of the recaps, is that this was very, very close to being a Will eviction in a Will versus Adrian scenario, that Zach and Vince were going to vote to make it a 6-6 tie. Lauren was going to break the tie to evict Will. And it wasn't until the last minute that they backed out, largely due to seemingly Ava's arguments against being associated with the other people who voted that way, namely Keanu, Kelly, Rylie, and Catherine. And so they kind of chickened out. And Zach in the episode is like, yeah, we just didn't have the numbers. I mean, we had the tie, but like we couldn't do that to Lauren. And I'm sitting here at home watching this episode like, Zach, that's such a cop-out. Lauren wanted to do it more than you did.
It was wild.
Of course, it didn't work in the house either.
Babies. They're all such babies. Like all that whole like side of the house, right? For how big their muscles are and how like comp beastie they are, Kelly included. Such big babies, so cowardly. I can't with them. And thank goodness Mickey had this power, because baby, they were just like yapping. And Rachel and the girlies have saved us for this episode.
I mean, to be honest, because for Zach and Vince to both, and they put it in such like, oh, I'm doing this selfless thing where I can definitely not put her in the position to have to carry this burden. Like Oh, to keep her ally? Oh, to keep a person that she wanted to stay in the house, comparatively so to the rest of the people on the block? Oh, to do the thing that she probably would have done and should have done and that y'all should have done. It was wild to see them try to convince themselves that it was a smart move and also convince other people of the rationale that they went with to make it seem like a smart move, which in every which way you go was never a smart move. And it was like probably like the weakest move, dumbest move that they could have done.
Yeah, we saw two very different approaches to doing the damage control here, because not only was this going to be a split vote, a 6-6 tie where Lauren broke the tie to evict Will, and then Zach and Vince backed off at the last minute, they didn't really give Keanu, Rylie, Kelly, or Catherine a heads up that they were backing out. So they really went into that vote thinking, we've got this, Will is going. And then we're surprised to find out that the people they thought were their allies, Zach and Vince, backed out. And so Zach's approach was, I couldn't do it. I just care about Lauren too much, which did not go over well. Vinny's approach was, I'm just not enough of a man, Keanu.
Which he did a good job, to be honest. At the cry
So
and the emotion, I was kind of convinced.
Here's the thing.
I wish I could be better, but it's just the way I am, and I just look up to you and Rylie and the way that you play the game, and it's just so much better than what I do.
And here's the tea. If you're gonna be a snaky snake, I love it, right? Like Vince in the confessional goes in the diary room was like, yeah. I mean, a little bit of that was real. This is what I want, right? This is why I don't think I can hate Vince, because we come on this podcast, all of us, I feel like at different times have been like, if you're going to be a villain, you're going to be, just own it. That's all we ask. Shout out to Vin. Shout out to Vinny, because I feel like I'm with him now. Let's snake it up.
Especially after the events of today.
I don't care. I don't care. This is so funny.
Yes, and something that they left out of the episode, I think at least, this is, I think, more implied than anything else, based on other conversations, because this wasn't on the feeds and it also wasn't in the episode, but it was pretty heavily implied by some of the conversations that we did see, that not only did Vince do the crying thing and the like, I'm so sorry, but he also pretty much kind of threw Zach under the bus for this. Where Zach was saying, I couldn't do that to Lauren, Vinny was basically saying, Zach couldn't do that to Lauren. And then without Zach, what could I do? I should have stood up and voted as the fifth anyway, even though we didn't have the votes, just like you guys did. But I didn't, because I'm not enough of a man. But man, Zach really screwed us, huh?
I mean, you have to always have somebody under you. As like you're coming up from the mud, let me stick somebody's face inside of the mud deeper, just so I can have somewhere to step on when I try to make my way out of it. And that's what Vince did. And to that fact, even the emotions were extreme, the mindset and the strategy behind it, I'm here for.
Yes. Now, to Vince's credit, this worked on both Rylie and Catherine. Those are not the conversations we saw in the episode, but they did happen on the feeds, and they were very similar conversations to the one we saw with Keanu. With Keanu and Kelly, we did see in the episode, and this is confirmed by the feeds as well, not as effective. Keanu has lost considerable trust in Vince, as has Kelly. And so he did take some damage from this play, but he did manage to claw some back, whereas Zach has lost all four of them. So that's kind of where they stood on that. And that basically took us into the head of household competition, which was a new kind of take on the balance beam challenge. In some ways, this was, I think, more interesting than the regular way for TV. In other ways, in a season that wasn't like this one, where there was a big majority alliance, like this would have sucked.
For me personally, Keanu and Rachel saved this whole comp, because Keanu is so delulu. Like I think I can't help but like be on his side at this point. Like what? I think because this house is all cracked. Like I think I'm just like, okay, who's giving me most mess? That's where I'm gonna go. So Keanu and what they did to Kelly, right? Like she wins everything, and you're not having her on your team. What is the reason?
I mean, I feel like Keanu thought this was like an NFL draft day where he had to run these drills because the way he almost took down that unicorn, I was like, wait, is that one of the bags that like the front linemen are just like chucking away at? It was kind of wow, but I mean, he did pretty good, and I assumed that he would. I assume all the people that did do well would do well. I like these kind of competitions though. It for a little active thing, and it's very quick and it's very timely. And I think they added a different element where you can choose who you're working with, and so Rachel had that element with Keanu that I thought was like just hysterical to see and to witness.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately Rylie had the fastest time of anyone doing the full course that we saw doing the full course by a pretty decent margin. So he's likely the person who would have won this competition anyway. But we do see some interesting things happen because of it. They split into 4 teams or into 3 teams with Kelly as the person not included. And this means she gets a bye round into the following round, but then they stick her on the team that nobody expects to win. So really didn't help all that much.
It didn't help at all.
We just needed Ava to pull through. Like that would have helped.
That was the craziest thing.
No, I love Ava. Like, again, another human that just is so ridiculous, can do no wrong, pretty smart in a lot of ways, so can't even like, drag her in any way. But it's just, girl, what was going on? And I think someone in the either the eliminated players or someone was like, damn, Ava. Like, they just couldn't believe that this just kept happening.
Yeah, and I gotta say, I was also surprised about somebody else's performance. I was watching this, and I was watching Zach, and I was like, he's so much worse at this than I thought he'd be.
Yeah. I mean, even his time, and I get he was the first one, so he probably didn't know all the ins and outs of what you could do to make this time faster. But his time was still pretty lengthy at like 32 seconds, I remember, comparably so to like just some of the other competitors.
Keanu made, I think, 23 in his first round. Zach was able to improve to 23 in his final round, but Rylie, having never done the full course, was then able to get 17, which is considerably faster.
Don't you feel like someone like Morgan, who did kill it, like that type would do way better? I felt like, where did Keanu Twinkle Toes come from? Like, what is happening?
Keanu vastly outperforming Zach was surprising to me, mostly not even necessarily based on size alone, though being smaller should help on a balance beam. But also Zach is like an athlete, like a full-on athlete.
I mean, all the chest movements, you know what I mean? I thought
you expect him to be like agile and have balance. So it was very surprising to me that he seemed to really struggle with this. And it's made me like think about, because there's a lot of this kind of thing, like being quick, being light on your feet. That's why athletes perform so well in many of these competitions. And if he's maybe not that, then something to consider for future competitions if we're trying to think about like who's a serious comp threat. But still, all that said, he's still far and away heads over heels better than probably most of the cast.
Of course. They just had this
if
one
Keanu and Rylie and maybe Vince can keep up with it. Like if those people leave, then all of a sudden he's looking like Jag, right? Like
very much so.
Oh my God. It reminds me also, I feel like, because chat is talking about this too. I feel like, what's that rock movie where his like kid comes in and then he has to, all the football players end up doing ballet.
Oh, the baby,
with
yes,
you know what I'm talking about, right? Where they're purple and maroon.
Something like that. I think it's called The Game Day.
Yeah, something like that. But anyway, that's like Keanu just has to teach me how to have that kind of balance.
Yeah.
Because it's outrageous. And then, of course, Rylie, but I think game plan, thank you. But Rylie, like as a bull rider, I think has to have good like balance.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah. Like, I mean, I tried to ride a bull. It was embarrassing. Like we have to have a lot of upper body strength.
Yeah.
I went to a bachelorette,
No, you do. No, you're right. And to be honest, I think, I mean, some people just have weak ankles as well. And I was thinking, I knew if my legs were going across there, my ankles would be like I would be getting crisscrossed like Steph Curry. Yeah, it would be bad.
Yeah. Well, ultimately, Keanu performs the best in the first round, and that means he gets to choose 4 people to eliminate from the competition. I think, rightfully so, eliminates Morgan. Big threat in the competition. She's gunning for him. Also eliminates Mickey. Was Mickey going to beat him in this competition? Probably not, but Mickey is somebody who would target him and would eliminate him, and so that's not a bad pick. Also eliminates Ashley. Okay, Ashley has won a veto before. Like, she could maybe keep up, maybe a potential threat to you in this competition. And then 4th person he eliminates from the competition, Will.
Who in no way, shape, or form would have been competition in my eyes. No.
Listen, we know he's a comp beast, not a strategic
No.
beast.
Like, really? Will? Like, okay. Over Rachel?
I know. I was surprised that he didn't include Rachel in that. I was
Over
really
Jimmy?
surprised.
Here's the thing. He feels like he's got Rachel and Jimmy at this point. And so I get he's fully just picking, like, in Keanu's mind, he has a majority still. And those are the people outside of his big group of people. But definitely did not help his own case to potentially win this, competition. So after this round, new teams. And Rachel just runs straight up to Keanu, literally latches onto him and says, "I'm on your team, Keanu." And does not let go.
It does not let go. I was thinking that the producers let this like slide. Like, the Keanu literally have no other choice but to be pigeonholed to her.
I mean, well, listen.
I get to choose. I'm the legend.
Legend. No, there. I saw that. I was like, ew. To be honest.
But here's the thing, like, he even tried to shake her off multiple times, and she said, "Nobody comes between me and my Keanu," because the thing is, like, this, we have just been waiting years, right, for someone to do strategic things like this, right? Like, oh, you should just latch on to this person, or oh, this is exactly what you should do. It's just, she's giving me everything I need. And the fact that, like, listen, we're mad about consent when it comes to Rylie, but when it comes to, like, no, Keanu, you and I are together and you have no choice. And he's literally like trying to get off, but that death grip she had on him.
She had the death grip. She really did.
How did he not shake her off? Like, it's so funny. And he even had like 2 guys around him, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like his arms, but somehow she's still hugging him.
It was great.
I like it.
I mean, we say this all the time, or I say this all the time. In moments like that, it is definitely worth being a little rude. It is worth making things uncomfortable if strategically it is beneficial to you. And this is definitely, I think, one of those moments. So she gets onto his team. And his team then loses.
Exactly. It may have been her karma, to be honest.
Yes. So what's funny is, so she got onto that team, and a lot of people were like, "Oh, good for you for getting on that team and throwing the competition to make sure that Keanu lost." In the meantime, it was Vince taking all the heat. Vince had another one of those conversations with Keanu where he was like basically in tears. "I promise I didn't throw that. I promise." Yeah.
No, I was like, oh yeah, Vince definitely has the shaky ankles. The shaky ankles are Vince's what he has.
No, because why was he like sitting there being like, I'm a skateboarder, I'm this, and I'm really good at that, blam. Like, he just eats.
I mean, he seemed to crush that laser beam veto comp, if not for throwing it. So, what he did say, by the way, he said he did not throw it, but he did go a bit faster and riskier than he would have if he was really trying to win, which means he threw it, right? Like, he did throw it, just to be clear.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Okay.
don't care. Question. Like, this is so ridiculous. Like, and at least it didn't look like Rachel threw.
Yes. So we get to the final round. It is Jimmy versus versus Rylie and Zach. Jimmy says he wants to win it to protect his girls, his allies, his besties. Zach wants to win it because he just pissed off a bunch of people, including Rylie. But of course, it is Rylie that takes the win very convincingly as well, by a very large margin here. Rylie, Zach is like, I came so close. It's like, what do you mean? You're like 25% off.
That's what you have to tell yourself.
big
You're
margin.
Zach. You're underperforming.
Rylie is the new. Let's go, baby! Let's go, baby!
And when everyone went inside of the house and jumped alongside of him in the party in the kitchen, I was like, what is this? Rachel did, Jimmy did, everyone just like, yay! It was wild. It was wild to see.
People want Kelly out. I don't want Kelly out. People want Keanu out. I don't want Keanu out. I'm the HOH. I make the rules. And you know what? I'll give you this, Rylie. You do. And that's something that other HOHs have not realized.
Fair. Okay.
Unfortunately for him,
okay.
this is the one time where you actually don't.
Yeah,
No, it's just knowing what happened, right? Like, was so funny to watch this because I was watching it with my mom and I'm just like giggling the whole time, right? Like, Riley's just so pumped, losing his mind. And I was just like, this is embarrassing. My mom was like, no, he won. Like, it's okay. And I was like, just wait, look what's about to happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Foolish. I love it. I love it.
Now, they do something in this episode that I thought was very fun perhaps for people who never watch the feeds, which is they actually showed how nominations are often decided. They always hide this in the episode because how it typically works is that same night they celebrate with their closest allies. In this case, Rylie's celebrating with Keanu, even though you can barely consider them allies. And, oh yeah, bro. Oh yeah,
bros. It was a meat fest. It was a meat fest.
And what are you thinking? What are you thinking for noms, bro? And he just rattles them off. Ashley, Mickey, Morgan. That's what I'm thinking. That's how it works. That's normally how it works. And they just don't show this. And instead they show like a bunch of diary rooms and like strategically cut one-on-ones. So I'm thinking about maybe Morgan, Rachel. What about Catherine? I could nominate Catherine. Probably not, though, because I love her. So it could be also Jimmy. And then it's like, oh, and it turns out it's Ashley, Mickey, Morgan. But this is how it's normally decided. But they were able to tell us this because number one, it was relevant to the storyline, and number two, it didn't actually end up happening.
It didn't. Yeah, I'm about to say it didn't happen, so they didn't have anything to protect in that manner. It was a hypothetical, but yeah, I mean, to be honest, I do feel as though Rylie would have been locked into his plan, to his decisions throughout his HOH if it would have continued. I mean, just to see how he is with his allies as he just got thrown off completely, I think the other side would have been scared. Now, when she was on the other foot, it sometimes doesn't match up with the other side. But I was not saying I was hopeful for the people or I was looking forward to seeing his HOH through, but I did like the business aspect that he was conducting his HOH in and knew what it was and knew the plan and was going to execute on it.
It is worth mentioning that they were, both Rylie and Catherine, very pissed at Zach. And Catherine has implied since that she may have been or would be looking to backdoor Zach in the future. And so it is possible that those were the initial three nominees, but that Zach was actually a potential backdoor target if the veto was used, and the veto is often used in these kinds of seasons. So Zach was in some potential danger here, which I do actually speaks well to his ultimate decisions throughout the episode, which is that he, very quickly hears from Keanu that those three are in trouble, and he gives them the heads up, knowing, because remember, maybe you don't remember, but Zach knows basically beyond a shadow of a doubt that Mickey has this power. Now, what they have not shown in the episodes, but that we've talked about a little bit here in the spoiler-free sections of the podcast, is that he's basically told everyone about this. He has already told everyone, including Keanu, including Rylie, that he pretty much knows that Mickey has this power. And every single person in the house at some point over the last 3 weeks has said, Mickey obviously has the power. Mickey obviously has the power. To the point where we have been talking about how it should basically be a dead power as long as Keanu or Riley's not the age range. Because even though they're saying they know it's Mickey, they are two of the only people that could somehow still manage to get it wrong. And this is the context with which I want you to be able to understand the process of how this happened, because it was so much more dramatic, I think, for live feeders who have known that everyone has known about this power this whole time, to then find out that they still somehow managed to get it wrong.
And this is why I watch Big Brother. You know what I mean? Like, these are the dummies that make this worth it. Because what do you mean you knew all this while and then you get swayed just because of your hate for Ashley, right? Like, what is it? And then I think you really get to see the hubris of like dumb people and how just like they get to be so loud and wrong all the time that they're like, those young people or those women could never, like outplay me. I'm so smart. Look at you. Look at you.
And I do want to say, just to add to the Ashley, I one of my favorite players this season is Ashley, and just to add to the Ashley support system, wherever it is, whoever is the leader of the group, please invite me in. I do think that she did play it up in a nice manner of I really don't know, and I mean I would have, because I did hear this, and what would you think I was gonna do if I did have it? And so I did like her playing a part, and also going before they started even doing the little interviews with each other. Every time, the girls sometimes frustrate me, because every time Mickey and Morgan wanted to have a conversation, it was like, yo, y'all like her enough to include her on some things, but y'all don't really like her to have those moments with her. But it was too many instances where, I mean, it was two we saw in this entire episode where Ashley would come in and the girls would be like, Ashley would come in and the girls would be like, and then, hey, can you step outside while we talk to Rachel? I don't like how they do her at times, even though Ashley do be doing some crazy things to the girls at times of making it risky. I just wish they could have a come to Jesus moment, and they keep doing it, but then they keep getting on this BS with each other. I don't know about them, but props to Ashley, I think. And Mickey. And Mickey.
I'm with you, and I agree to some extent. What I will say is it was probably better that Ashley didn't know for sure.
Did that work in their favor?
I think she probably performed better.
I think so too. I think her, not knowing her. Yes, I agree. I think
and
if
this
she
is
would have
where
known,
Ashley
she would have been doing
stands.
too much. She would have been doing too much. Oh, what do you think? I have it. Like, she would have been putting on a show.
She definitely tried to make Rylie think it was her, but I think that she did that sort of thinking probably like if she had gone in with a specific directive or like, oh, I need to make sure he doesn't think it's specifically Mickey. I feel like that could have been worse. But so what I believe they did not show, because we were told about this, or we've heard about this on the feeds, is that not only did Mickey approach Rachel for some help, to say, hey, can you help me? And Rachel was like, you came to the right person. I am a recurring star on The Bold and the Beautiful. But not only did Rachel go up there to throw out some wild stuff like, oh, what if it's America? She also ran around telling everyone she could, make sure he thinks it's Ashley. Just make him think it's Ashley. So when Jimmy goes up there and says, I think it's Ashley, that's because Rachel told him to say that, because he also had a pretty good idea that it was Mickey. And of course, he wouldn't have ratted Mickey out anyway. But in that moment, when he's saying, I think it's Ashley, he's saying that because he thinks it's Rachel. Because when Rachel told him, make sure he thinks it's Ashley, he was like, oh, Rachel has it? Oh, man, I got to protect Rachel, which is the perfect like way to even further hide who actually has it. It worked very, very well here. And so all of them coordinated to try to make Rylie think that this is Ashley. But before that even happens, he gets an alarm bell. Uh-oh. Of course, he was in the middle of being like, come to bed, Catherine.
Oh, God, Taran.
No.
Her being like, I'm not tired.
I'm not, no.
No. Here's the thing, right? Like, besides the fact that he wants to like wear Catherine's skin as his own, but it's like everything about that situation was so funny, right? Because they're like, he's like so excited. He's on level 10, right? Like, he's like, oh, I'm there. Like, oh, me and the boys, we got it. And I got my girl Catherine. We're yapping about it. We're doing this. We're doing that. And then the alarm goes off. And don't nobody know nothing about nothing, right? Except maybe Mickey and Morgan. And he took his key off. I said, yeah, keep it off. Keep it off. Because what are you doing? What if you were so excited? You're like, oh, I'm so smart. I'm so this. I'm so that. Why you took your keys off?
Yeah.
I think my favorite part about the whole situation was that they made Rylie read all of it.
Which got him pissed off even more.
I have been dethroned as HOH. I will have 3 minutes.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, but besides him, right? Fan fiction wise, would it? Rylie is number one who should have read it. But besides Rylie, like, is there anyone else? Like maybe Ashley reading it?
that would have been stupid. That would
have been like, I've been dethroned as HOH, and Catherine would have been like, why are you smiling?
To be honest, wait, can we fast forward to that moment? Because even though I like Ashley, I love that Catherine. Like, that's like kind of what I like to see in the Big Brother game. Like, you pissed, you think she's doing something disrespectful to your, not your man, but your friend in the house, call it out. Like, I was like, oh my God. And I didn't expect it from Catherine at all. I just didn't. I was like, okay. And then how Rachel got up and come on with me. And it hurt.
No, sit down. And she goes, I'm sad.
I'm sad.
This is the problem with Rachel. All these years, you didn't take not one fighting class.
Catherine, you need to sit down. She's sitting.
I'm sad. Rachel got ate up.
Or I'll put you in a timeout. Okay, that was good. Why did we just lead with that?
But that was her trope with trope with the first homeboy. Like, you know what I mean? We got to get some fresh, new, innovative lines, Miss Legend. Even though I love you, but come on, you got ate up on the couch a little bit.
Yeah, it's just it's so funny because like the thing is like no one else, right? Like stood up for poor Ashley. So at least we have that.
Yeah,
but.
I mean, but was it? Did anyone need to? Yo, why are you laughing? If my homeboy is about to get his power dethroned and I see somebody smirking, what you laughing for? Can I not add that? Can I not?
Here's the thing. Ashley is probably one of the most smiley people I've ever seen. She smiles. Like her default face is, you know how there's like RBF, right? She's got like resting smile face. It's RSF.
Resting smile.
She just is constantly smiling. So it was like Catherine really was just like looking for something to be mad about. But
I don't think Catherine's wrong. Is that crazy?
I don't either. Because
like, I'm not on Catherine's side. And thank goodness this happened to Rylie. You know, like BB Karma, I love you. But sometimes we receive instead of giving. But it's just so funny. Like, I think I'm with you, Jake. But I think I would have been like, what's so funny?
Well, but even though to Taran's point, Ashley is very just like cheerful, and so I get that edge as well.
But still,
if I think you are the person and you over there cheerful smiling, what you doing? Why you happy that he crying? He's almost cried, and I'm not going like Catherine was like this. My man, even though it's not, even though we know it's not. She was kind of giving Rachel to Brendan in a little bit of ways. I kind of got a little Rachel Brendan tease, but Rachel got ate up a little bit, but You know,
and listen, I'm a hypocrite every other time because I'm so happy it happened to Rylie. But God forbid it happened to anyone I liked.
Oh, come on.
I would not be on this podcast like showing all 32 teeth. You know what I mean?
Listen,
And
Ashley.
I don't care.
Ashley, I bet Ashley smiles in the shower too. I bet that's what Catherine's thinking. Bet that's why it took her so long. Smiling too much.
Oh man, and again, it's just like I believe, like real mess lovers, right? Like we believe that you can be dead ass wrong and it's still funny, and that's what happened with Catherine.
I mean, listen, the emotions were high, and we just got to fight basically over nothing out of nowhere, and that was it was definitely a fun one, especially when Rachel chimed in and told Catherine to sit down.
Those moments, that moment, probably because they were both sitting on the couch, it reminds me whenever we see the clips when they fight or argue during like the live evictions, and then on the Sunday episode, they show what happened in the fight that they had because they can't show it during the episode of Thursday night's eviction. And I love seeing that, like just they're on the couch facing each other. They can't, well, apparently they can move and go to another room, but I want them to both stay, and you know what I mean? The best person wins. Let's go.
Can we also talk about how when just to fast forward just a little bit, we'll get back to the chronological order for a moment, but when it's revealed, when Mickey stands up, Kat goes, "I knew it."
Don't you love the I knew it of the world? Because every time we play Goose Goose Duck, people be like, "I knew it," and Blood on the Clock Tower. Every time I watch it, I knew. No, you didn't. Stop the cap.
Like, didn't you have a conversation with Rylie? Isn't Rylie the guy that says, "Literally anything you say, I will do"?
Yo, I'm crazy. Pretty
sure
for
if you knew it, you would have picked Mickey.
You had an inkling, but come on, girl. Yeah. If you knew it, he would have known it.
He would have done whatever the hell Catherine said.
Yeah,
and can you imagine after he finds out that she was fighting for his honor like that? Oh, brother.
Fighting for his honor is crazy.
I'm sorry, but that is the same night he was very mad at her for not sleeping in the same bed as him. So I'm pretty sure there's one thing he wants, and it's not fighting for his honor.
Duh. Like, please. We're like joking around because we know the truth, but it's just he's trash. Duh. But the point is like, I'm like, what? It's just the way that like I feel for Catherine in the way that like she is constantly like sitting there, right? Like having to deal with this stuff. But then she's also, I think, like sees him as a friend. And then we get this moment. And I appreciate it.
I liked it too.
Yes.
I mean that, but the thing is, when you have close allies and you're really not, and Catherine, I think at times have been perceived as rude, standoffish, just like, you know, whatever people want to attest to her. But also this moment was just a very real moment that I greatly appreciate. And I appreciate the showrunners or whoever letting us see that moment. I got a little tickle out of it. I got a little tickle. Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons why we're getting it is like, this is the kind of thing you used to see, you know, at ceremonies. But ceremonies have become so sterilized, like the nomination ceremony being, my first nominee is, they're even making fun of it in the House, and they've never heard me do that bit before. And it's like, it's so hard to have like a genuine fight at a ceremony when it's so tightly scripted and sterilized. And so they're sapping this energy out of the show so much, I feel, and so many of the things they've done so much before. Whereas these new things like Blockbuster and this twist, they're all sitting around the couch. There's no script. It's not a ceremony. They're not following a formula. And that's leading to genuine raw emotions exploding into fights and all that stuff. And it's like, this is what I think a lot of people fell in love with when they started watching the show.
To be honest, Taran, just to have a bell on deck.
Oh my God.
So Rylie, upon learning that he will be interrogating people, generously proposes an offer. If you admit it, you're safe this week.
Like, is he okay?
Yeah,
You
at
know, him
first-
being like, it's gonna come out anyway. Just tell me, sir, what's not clicking?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I get like he's so angry, like he's obviously just saying anything to say anything. But it's just like the fact that he's like walking around, huffing and puffing, and he's like, just tell me who it was. It's gonna come out anyway. Yeah, it'll come out after I get HOH
When
and you're
you're
stuck in
dethroned.
trash bags. Like that's when it's gonna come out, brother. Like,
Oh,
get
can we talk
outta
about the trash bags? I was like, come on, CBS. Why y'all let him pack up in a trash bag?
I mean, it's where he belongs, but
yeah, we can talk about that later. But yeah,
no, it's just him. Like the interrogation. This is where I really wish we could have had at least the interrogation on the live feed, so that we could have really, instead of seeing like the edited version of it. Because Mickey straight up was like, "No, like he didn't ask me a damn thing. He just talked at me." And it's like any woman in a boardroom can be like, "Yeah, that's probably what happened."
yeah, and especially since he felt like he knew after the conversation with Ashley. Oh man, I know who it is now, baby. You know what I mean? He knew. He felt it like, oh, I feel like you may have had it previously before I talked to your homegirl, but I know you don't now. We're good. I'm just gonna. But yeah, I'd love to see it though. To be honest,
I love the idea of Mickey having 3 weeks of anticipation, thinking about what am I going to say in this interrogation when it comes up? What am I going to say? How am I going to handle this? What am I going to promise? How am I going to act? She finally uses the power. She walks into the room. She's been prepping for this for 3 weeks. Okay, here's what Oh, he's talking. Oh, he's still talking.
Yeah.
And then 3 minutes go by and you're just like, oh.
I haven't easy. I haven't had to defend my position at all. Like that's crazy. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it's just so funny because again, confirmation bias is real. Like I don't know what I would do in that situation because I have a very short temper and I'm just pissed off. I don't think I would have asked the right questions either. But oh, brother, like Taran was saying, right? You apparently knew all along who it was. And then Tweedledee and Tweedledum and Keanu and Rylie just like talk themselves out of it. Thank you, Big Brother gods, for giving this to me.
So we see a couple of interesting interrogations. One of them is Vinny, who is so perfectly Vinny in this conversation, where he says this.
I let him know without pushing too hard.
Because that's what Vinny does. He doesn't push too hard. So, but this is about as hard as he ever pushes, where he's like walking out. Could be Mickey. Could be Mickey. Maybe it's Mickey. Could be Mickey. Maybe. I told him it was Mickey.
Yeah, that's him.
But here's the thing. Vinny came off so sussy to me. Like the word vomit that he was doing to Rylie. He's like, okay, so here's what's going on, right? This is what it is. This is what you need to. This is what you need. What? He not even like, can you breathe? Take one breath.
Yeah. I feel like that's Vinny's sketchy character at times, of where some people kind of feel about him in the way of the house.
Oh my gosh. I enjoyed it. And I would have been like, wait, was it Vinny that has the power? Why didn't he let me talk?
Yeah.
And then Zach goes in there, knows it's Mickey. And this has always been the biggest thing, is that if Mickey tries to overturn somebody who Zach wants to be HOH, he can very easily just tell them, I know it's Mickey. But correctly, determined that his damage control with Rylie and Catherine was not great, and decides he is going to intentionally mislead Rylie and tell him he thinks it's Ashley. And this is the big one. If Zach decides to say, I basically heard Mickey get this power, I know it's her, Riley's going to pick Mickey and Riley's going to stay HOH. And that means also that if Zach and Vince had not backed off of that tie vote, Will would have been evicted. There would have been no damage control to do. Rylie likely wins this HOH. And if not him, it's Adrian. It doesn't matter anyway. And Zach is able to prevent Mickey from overturning the HOH. Rylie is fully on board with Zach still, and they are running the game.
Yeah. Lives could have been so much easier for Zach and Vin.
Still, at this moment in this play, it was the right call because he could have been in trouble on this HOH and is definitely safer on a Mickey HOH at this moment. But man, wild set of events. We would not have anticipated this based on where both Mickey and Zach were just a week ago.
I mean, shout out to Snitch, Snitch Zach, because I feel like he put this all into motion.
Yeah, very much did. And there's one more person that really helped sell this, I think, more than anyone in the entire set of interrogations. And I should be talking about Ashley, but I'm talking about Keanu. I'm talking about Keanu walking in that room, and I swear to you, I have said on many an update, Keanu will somehow manage to get this wrong. Keanu, you know what the right answer is if Keanu has picked the opposite of that one. And when Keanu walks in saying, "It's Ashley, I know it for sure," that's when you know it's not Ashley. But unfortunately, Rylie has not learned that lesson. And Keanu very much was the one who put the idea of Ashley into Rylie's head in the first place before the interrogation even happened. And very much continued to put that idea into Rylie's head, which perfectly teed up Ashley's conversation with Rylie, which she knocked out of the park with. And this was very much intentional. Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe the person just felt like they weren't safe. Also, incidentally, I found out I wasn't safe.
It was perfect plan, like seeding it out. Even though he kind of knew, this just like took him over the edge. Where it was kind of like, I cannot not choose her. Like I would look stupid if I do not choose her. She's telling me blatantly in my face. I mean, but you kind of look stupid anyway. So
this is one of my favorite plays in Blood on the Clock Tower. Is when I'm not the demon, but I'm just a minion. But I can convince people that I'm the demon by just being sketch. That's one of my favorite things to do, and Ashley did it wonderfully. It's beautiful to see. So Rylie says, "So are you gonna admit it to me? Do you want safety or not?" She's like, "I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know."
And
I love them. They're so
he walks
dumb. I love them.
he walks up to them in front of everyone and says, "I have chosen Ashley." And of course, she's smiling. And now will the overthrow? I don't remember what it was called. Will the HOH person
Interrogation
power holder stand up? Mickey stands up. You lied to my face.
No, I didn't.
You didn't ask me a question.
You didn't ask me anything. Yes, I did. You lied to me. You didn't even know who the noms were. Well, she did because you said it. And
No. I never said my noms. She screwed up. She wasted it. I wasn't even going to nominate her.
You lie and you got
Mickey
caught.
did just hold her composure very well. It was like, well, you did. I don't know. I'm sorry. Yeah, I heard about it. I had to.
And I just love how Mickey had the hood on, right? Like the BB hacker, and then like takes it off. And like Rylie is just
I'm a BB hacker.
seething, right? Like Rylie is on 100. And I think Mickey's like on 5, not even on 10. Like she's on 5, just being like, okay, whatever you say, bud, pack it up.
And I bet Catherine was seething too over there. I mean, because she knew, because she knew it. She knew it. She knew it was Mickey, right? She knew it was Mickey.
She knew it.
Yeah, she knew it.
I love this too. I want to like go back and watch Rylie's face again, because the way that he says "you wasted it" is so like, you wasted it. You wasted it. Haha. Joke's on you. You wasted it. Wasn't gonna nominate you anyway.
Very smirky, very like, you played it wrong. Yeah. But to be honest, every emotion that he had right there, even though Mickey had him already called out, she knew his nominees, basically couldn't say anything. His reaction, a lot of people understood why he was reacting this way. Is still some more left by the end of the episode that I did not peep. But I'm excited to see where he takes this, because if this is like the starting place and we're already seeing him irritated, I think it can definitely go further.
Yeah, we saw in the credits. There was quite an argument happening between Mickey and Rylie in the boxing gym room. So I hope that means there's more to come. We certainly heard more than what we've seen so far. So we'll see. But yeah, this means, and then Rylie has to read it out. This means that Mickey is the new head of household.
And to be honest, I was like, why are y'all having him put the necklace on Mickey? I was like,
no, that's so good. Again, when things happen
like,
to my face, I love it. I don't care. I'm a hypocrite. I literally do not care. But the thing is, that was so mean, and I love it. Because why?
Yeah. A great episode. A good episode, a really good episode.
And then he's like, "You're gonna see me again. You're gonna see this key around my neck again." Babes, as soon as the alarm went off, you took off your key. Why? What is the reason?
And I love how the producers had him pack his bags, or his literal bags, and transport them downstairs right after he read it. Like, the trash bag and the suitcase was crazy to me.
No, how fast did he move up? You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's crazy.
Well, he hadn't even gotten his room yet, so I think he was just prepping,
putting things right. Oh, okay, yeah, no, that makes sense.
In trash bags.
That makes sense.
Oh, brother,
that makes sense.
I love it.
So that is the episode. That is it. No nominations were made. Mickey is the new HOH. I imagine in Wednesday's episode, the 90-minute episode, we will see what Mickey chooses to do with her nominations, as well as the veto competition, as well as the veto ceremony, I imagine. So potentially a bit of a packed episode there on Wednesday. But we can talk about it all right now.
I was about to say... Yeah. I'm gonna be excited for the 90-minute episode. For the 90-minute episode, because I feel like some Wednesday 90-minute episodes, I'm like, okay, they don't have that much to pack in there. But this one, I think it's properly a 90-minute episode, so I'm excited for it.
All right. Well, should we talk some spoilers?
Oh yeah.
The Office of Civil Defense has issued the following message. This is
a spoiler.
Warning.
A spoiler.
Warning means that an actual
spoiler
against this country has been detected and that protective action should be taken.
Now, I want to play a little bit of music from the episode as we talk about
oh no, I
some
know
spoilers. So Mickey, the head of household, decided to nominate Keanu, Kelly, and Rylie.
Boring.
Yes, the idea was to target Keanu, of course. Keanu's been out for Mickey and Morgan's blood for quite a while. And so her idea was to target Keanu. This makes sense. She nominates Rylie alongside Keanu because he called her an effing liar and said he was going to send her home. So that also made some sense. And then Kelly, primarily because by the time she did make the nominations, she had already, in her mind, decided she had won Rylie back over and wanted to appease him a little bit by not nominating Catherine. And so instead, she reneged on a deal she made with Kelly and put Kelly on the block. Now, there's this talk about, oh, Kelly did volunteer again. This is not really true. Kelly tried to, at the last minute, volunteer instead of Rylie, but had made a deal to protect herself and was very upset that that not only did Mickey renege on that deal, she also nominated Kelly and Rylie. Kelly was feeling this way because in her mind, Riley's the only person that like voted with her that she can really fully trust at this point. That she's never fully been able to trust Keanu, and she's now been recently freshly betrayed by Zach and Vince. And she also feels super bad about Adrian leaving over her because Adrian liked the show a lot more and had a lot more passion about being there. And she was crying, saying, "I shouldn't be here. Adrian should be here." And so it was a rough day for Kelly, but the three of them went on the block, and Mickey did extract a promise from both Kelly and Rylie that they would not use the veto on themselves if they were to win it, in order to keep the nominations the same so that they could go into the blockbuster and beat Keanu in the blockbuster and finally send Keanu home. You may be wondering, why would Rylie agree to this when he's so tight with Keanu? And the answer is, Rylie doesn't care about anybody other than Catherine. And that includes Keanu. The second it became a smidge worth it for him to be like, screw Keanu, he said, screw Keanu, I'm going to behead the man.
Yeah. I mean, that's what people will do for love.
I'd do anything.
Or the prospect of it.
What more can I do?
I'm crazy about you.
Oh, God.
We kind of sound similar there.
I've fallen so far in love.
Oh, my baby.
I'm going to sue RHAP.
Yeah, I mean, hey, nothing can separate him between him and his girl, or his wannabe girl, or his prospect of a girl, or his girl in his dreams. It's yeah.
So it was 5 against 1 in the veto competition. Nobody was going to use the veto even at all, theoretically. They just had to prevent Keanu from winning. Mickey and Morgan and Rylie were up in the HOH room praying that he would not win the veto competition.
Stupid. Preying on people's downfalls. Okay? God is not sorry. And I'm a religious person.
I didn't even think about it like that. Praying on people's
care.
downfall. Yeah.
God does not care about Big Brother. There's literal people dying, Kim. What's going on?
You don't understand how badly they need Keanu out.
Yeah. And guess what? I don't want Keanu out. Now what? Because you guys are dumb. Okay, sitting there praying. Mind you, how are we praying with people we have nominated on the block that have cussed your ass out? Make it make sense, right? Like who?
Well, listen, Riley's just such a sweetheart.
Sweetheart to whom?
And they knew he was acting out of character. They know like this wasn't him. He's a nice guy. He's a good guy.
You know,
Mickey did that to him.
It should be studied how certain people can get 2nd and 17 chances, as opposed to other people. But it's just like, what are we doing? Right? Like it's so ridiculous. And I don't understand how this freaking cast, and y'all have talked about this forever, but you know, it's my time. If everyone believes that someone should be put up, how can that be good for everyone? This is not the traitors. You cannot split the effing money, you idiots. Right? Like, how can everyone be Faute? Like, it's actually amazing.
Sasha, what you don't understand is that, as Rylie said, it's the women's fault. They're leading Zach and Vince on. The women are the reason why the men betrayed him. In the same way that it's the women's fault for him acting the way he did when his HOH was overthrown, in the same way that he is a really good guy.
Yeah.
Okay? Just a really good guy.
Just let me in the house. You could tell that some people like haven't been like hit enough. And Riley's just one.
I mean, but I get so perplexed at Mickey and Morgan being so open to keeping a person that, one, they dethroned, 2, was told that they would be a target for them up on the block, 3, common sense is to get the person that you dethroned out of the house. I mean, Keanu, yes, because Keanu's coming for them, but like we need to open our eyes to multiple threats in this game and not just have our eyes set on Keanu. But
I mean, so here's the thing. For Mickey's game, Keanu has been dead set against her. It did make sense for Mickey to target Keanu here, more than I would say even most. Certainly much more than Lauren. It made sense for.
Yeah.
So they are all trying to make sure that Keanu does not win this veto competition, but they have failed because Keanu has won his second veto, the third time he's held one.
I like it. I don't even care.
And this means that they have failed to take Keanu out of the game. And this time around, for the third week in a row, he is safe. And he's getting that good immunity, cologne on him. You know what I mean? Like, ooh, I'm winning comps. I'm safe. And now all of a sudden, people are like, you know what? Keanu's not that bad, is he?
The thing is, they got me too. Because I'm also like, yeah, Keanu is not. The thing is, I think when you're able to like clock people, right? Like this person is perpetually wrong. This person does not like women, right? This person isn't going to like care about me as a player, right? I'm saying this like as a woman. Then it's so easy to like work around or with this kind of a person because you're just like, I know how to play you now. You're actually an idiot, and here's how I can like manipulate you. I can have snitch Zach, right? Do all the work to get you where you need to be because you don't take women serious, and eventually no one's going to take you serious. So goodbye, right? But it's just the type of, I'm just not clocking that if someone's screaming at me, I dethroned someone and I'm praying with now that person. Right? Like my like eyes are crossing, my brain is crossing because I just feel like maybe there's a gas leak in the house.
It was the cowboy hat.
Yes, cowboy. Well, they're praying with Keanu shortly after his veto win. So listen, they're getting around.
Just please cut this.
And Taran, are you going to talk about the other conversations going into this now that Keanu?
Yes. So Keanu, we detailed this morning on the update that Keanu has this conversation with Mickey and Morgan, and with a replacement nominee incoming, Mickey does not want to nominate Catherine still, and this is because she really feels like she's got Rylie on lock. She really feels like she has Mickey willing to do anything for her because he's saying, I'll do anything for you, Mickey, as long as you keep Catherine safe, because I will do anything for Catherine. I just need you to get to know her. I just need you to know what a great person she is and how I will do anything. And Mickey is like, he'll do anything. He's such a great guy. He's such a sweetheart. Of course. How could I do him wrong like that?
It's the same guy she called Brad Pitt, right?
This is the man she called Brad Pitt.
See?
Yes.
Yeah,
So
people not seeing it with 2020 vision. Yeah.
So she's dead set on not nominating Catherine. And if she's not nominating Catherine, her options are pretty limited in a house of, 14 people. Because she can't nominate Catherine. She's already nominated Kelly. She can't renominate Keanu, who's coming off the block. She's not going to nominate, Rachel, Ava, can't nominate Lauren. Not after last.
Put those two names together. Yeah.
And she can't nominate Morgan, and she can't nominate Vince or Zach. It's too early. It's too early for that. She blow up her game. So if she's thinking about it, like it's only Jimmy. Jimmy's her only option. But Jimmy's an ally, you might say. And to that, Mickey might say, so?
What are the other HOHs doing? All they do, I'm pretty sure
that's the thing to do.
27 nom your allies and go to the end with your enemies.
Yes. This is obviously a terrible move there's two things. One, it's a terrible move. The other is Jimmy did this to himself. Jimmy's HOH week, he nominated Will and Amy against the wishes of his alliance. They were very upset about this. He refused to nominate Rylie or Catherine. Sound familiar? Because he thought that they were numbers for him. Sound familiar? And so because of this, Mickey and Morgan got pissed off about Jimmy. And when they talked to Keanu, they got it in his mind again that Jimmy was at fault. And learned from Catherine that Jimmy, in some frustration, also talked about their names a little bit 2 weeks ago. And so they were like, Jimmy is the problem. And so because Jimmy went against the wishes of his alliance to nominate Amy and Will, because he refused to nominate Rylie or Catherine because he thought they were numbers for him, Mickey has now decided she wants to nominate Jimmy against the wishes of her alliance because she refuses to nominate Catherine because she thinks that Rylie and Catherine are numbers for her.
Rinse and repeat. Y'all dumb and y'all
Literally. The cycle repeats itself. the same reason
you want to keep your
ridiculous.
allies. Sorry, Jacob. It's just
No,
like,
it's
what?
ridiculous.
Or are they like really just in love with each other that they're just like, everyone's my ally?
I mean, and it's hard to see because Rylie and Catherine had this effect on two people on their side. And I'm like, am I missing the mist of Riley's cologne, pheromones?
That's what
whatever
I was
he's getting
gonna
off?
say.
It's not coming through on the TV, but I bet
Listen,
in
Jacob,
that house.
if you felt my fingers running through your hair,
Well,
telling you I would do anything for you.
well,
I want you to get that 750K.
Hey, wake up.
You sound a little bit like Elvis there, Terry.
Elvis?
You sound a little.
I'm
bit
Elvis.
Like,
I'm Brad Pitt.
a little something. Oh, or Brad Pitt, or all right. Who's that guy that does? All right. Matthew McConaughey. Love Matthew McConaughey.
I'm that guy too.
Yeah.
I'm whoever you
Karen's
want
like,
me to
I'm
be.
whichever white guy you need me to
That's
be.
what it is.
What keeps me off the block?
What
That's
gets
what
you
it
in my
is.
bed tonight?
Yeah. Oh God.
Clip it, everyone. Clip it. Clip it. Every time he bothers someone, play this clip. I need Miss Felicia's creeper.
Yeah, I don't know. His voice, I guess, swang a few things in that house.
Oh, but that's what I'm saying. Here's the thing, right? Like, I will say I have met some reality TV stars that like I did not like when I was watching them on TV, but then I met them in person. I said, oh, like
You got
this
it.
makes a lot of sense.
Oh, like
As
who?
to like how you made. And I'm like, that's mean, because I like did not feel anything like on TV. But then when I met them in person, I was like, oh, you like really have some like star power.
Okay.
Like that, I understand like why you get cast and why you like made it where you made it.
Put it in the chat. Okay.
So that's all. And it's a few people, but
Yeah.
it's just like, and a lot of winners. I'll say that, but it's just very interesting. And
so what you're saying is when you meet Rylie, winner of Big Brother 27, you're going to be like, oh, I get it.
Yep.
Hell no. Okay.
Yeah.
and the fact that I'm from Oklahoma, I really know.
Oh.
Okay. Hell no.
Boomer Sooners.
So this is where we are. Mickey is seemingly pretty dead set on nominating Jimmy because no HOH in this game can possibly not nominate and try to target an ally. And Rachel is not on board. She is telling her it's got to be Vince, man. Like it should be Vince. But Mickey's not listening to Rachel. She's not listening to Ashley, who's also trying to pitch Vince. Will agrees with the Vince move, but isn't really speaking up. And Ava's not really been too involved. That is until today, when we heard Rachel start to pitch another alternative. She said, Mickey, you should put up Ava and send Ava home. And Mickey said, what? but I need Ava on the jury. And Rachel said, but maybe Ava has a life to get back to. Maybe it's not fair for Ava to have to sit on the jury because people want to take her to the jury, but they don't want Ava to win. And maybe Ava has some things back at home that she's missing right now. So maybe you should put Ava on the block.
Who's
Nikki?
Ava?
And so you're listening to this conversation, and initially you're like, why is she betraying Ava of all people? And then you start to realize, wait a minute, Ava doesn't have a life to get back to. Ava is Rachel.
It's
Rachel
me.
is pitching for herself to go on the block.
A very creative strategy, in a way.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm like, is this because I don't think she would want to lose Rachel, and I think that's what brought about the emotional moment that happened soon after that conversation.
Yeah, it was a very emotional conversation because I think that Mickey was very much like, if this is what you want, maybe I will give it to
I
you.
took it a different way. I took it a different way.
I don't want to give it to you.
But if I have to, I took it a different way. I took it as like, oh, you're right, because even though she said so many loving things and they sat and cried and they were like, Rachel, like, I hear what you're saying. Oh, you're right. I don't want to lose you. But now that I'm replaying it and being influenced by what you just said, I'm kind of like, that tracks too. Like, homegirl, if you want to, I guess. And that's what brought about the tears. Stupidity. People are thinking too hard in the Big Brother house. I think that's what it is. People are thinking way too hard.
It should be pointed out.
No one's thinking.
We talked about this morning actually on the update that it was just last night that Ashley informed Rachel that she was in on a conversation with Mickey and Morgan where they talked about how they wanted Rachel on the jury, but that Rachel would basically be the first person in the jury. And Rachel was very upset about this. This is basically what Rachel's worst nightmare. She's really missing her family. She's never had to play Big Brother alone like this. And now not only is she alone, but she's missing her kids. She's missing her family. She's missing her husband. And also it's not the same. She's not winning comps. Like, it's not the same experience for her. Not that the other experiences were phenomenal for her either necessarily, but hearing that they were basically dragging her along until jury so that they could stick her on the jury so that she would be votes for them was pretty disheartening. And so I think that, she pitched for Vinny and she's being told it's not Vinny, it's Jimmy, another one of your friends. And I'm going to not nominate the guy that you think is running the game because I think it's too early. And so she basically said, listen, if you're not doing Vince, just do me. And so they cried about it. She kept trying to push Vince. Mickey agrees. She doesn't trust Vince. She thinks that Vince is slimy, but she thinks it would ruin her game to target Vince because Morgan really likes Vince and is trying to protect Vince. And so what I will say is Rachel did during the episode, roughly toward the end of the episode, just had a conversation with Mickey where she said, hey, about Ava, I think you probably shouldn't put Ava on the block. I think Ava was just having a moment.
Okay.
Thank goodness. I bet you someone in that diary room was like, girl,
Homegirl.
Are we okay?
Yeah.
you're going to see your kids. You're going to be back. Or they'll be like, we'll make it happen. Don't worry. We'll FaceTime them in the diary room. It's fine. The thing is, don't talk nonsense.
Yeah. So that is where we are. Mickey plans to still nominate Jimmy. He does not know at this point. And we'll see what Jimmy's reaction is going to be to this nomination. There's still a chance that Mickey backs out of it. But the thing is, she doesn't really have a viable alternative. For as much as she still says she's undecided, she's made it clear she's not willing to do Vince. And she's made it clear she's not willing to do Catherine. And so for her to change her mind at this point feels fairly far-fetched. who
Which
knows?
is so annoying. Which is so annoying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
brother.
unfortunate,
Like,
and unfortunate for this season and for her allies and for Rachel. But it's the game of Big Brother, so life's unfair. But it's just not smart. And so once you can't put logic on something, and you're just kind of looking at it like, what the hell are you doing, homegirl?
listen, we can't have nice things all the time, right? Like we can only get it one episode, and then everything goes to hell.
Okay, so this was the good episode. This was the
And
one
that's it,
episode
and
this
that's why
week.
we're
Yeah.
here. Shout out to the people on Wednesday to like be somewhat normal about this.
The thing too is that like Mickey is like going on about like, it's so hard. The viewers can't understand how hard it is because we're living with these people and I feel so bad about what I'm doing to Jimmy. And it's like, that's not what the viewers are saying right now, Mickey. The viewers are saying, no, don't betray your friend.
Yes.
Like, the viewers are probably like, how could she possibly do this? They're like, or how could she? Sorry, the viewers are probably like, why? Obviously, you should do this, Mickey. Why are you feeling so bad about targeting Jimmy? And we're like, no.
26
No, it's the opposite.
seasons worth of Big Brother players have done it. What are we doing, right? Like, and again, I think that the dynamics in the house, the way they talk to each other is different than like what we see. But there is a lot of like weird biases, right? Like misogyny. Like it's just there's a lot of that going on too that like I feel like somehow isn't necessarily making its way into game talk just because I think like dummies are losing. And like strategic people are ending up in like good spots, but I just want to say like I think all of that together has like made a weird vortex in this house and the brains have left the building.
Were there ever any brains to begin with?
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to talk
the
about,
mastermind.
Jacob?
I'm excited to see this Wednesday episode to see how they're gonna piece all of this together, to be honest. And I know we're gonna find out tomorrow on feeds, but I just hope that something can come in through the night, through the rest of the day. It's 7:30 in LA right now, so 7:30 in the house. So they have a few more hours and a sleep to really get their minds screwed on right. And I'm hoping that something can float across the Big Brother outdoor skies tonight that lets them know, hey, it's not the
you can tell they're already prepping for the Jimmy
that's what I'm
Parmaside in the
scared
episodes.
for.
Because in the episodes they showed so many diary rooms of Jimmy being like, I gotta protect my girls, Mickey and Morgan, us in the Triple Threat Alliance, I'm looking out for them. It's like, ooh, they know what's coming and they are prepping.
Or I do hope, and I wish like more people would do this when they have alliance members. I really wish they would air grievances in order to move forward. Because you're with these people 24/7 for X amount of time. You're gonna be annoyed, and sometimes when you don't voice certain things, it makes you do illogical decisions and make illogical decisions. So I feel like they still had that grudge against Jimmy from weeks ago, and they never addressed it. And so now it's like, oh, I've been feeling this way. Let me air it out now. Which is like, no. That's not the way, and I wish people could just talk. And I mean, hey, I hear they're getting some wine, some alcohol. I hope something seeps to Jimmy. Jimmy runs that mouth to who he needs to and secures his spot. That would be a dream.
Well, Jacob, I don't know. You might be manifesting something because they're saying in the chat that, basically in the hours since I've not been able to stay on top of feeds during the episode and during this podcast, apparently literally just now, Mickey has said, maybe now I'm leaning cat.
Yeah,
I have no
Okay,
idea where
so-
that came from.
Okay, so now we got the common sense. Now we got, once you get some liquor in your system, you start talking with some sense. Is that what it is? Is that what it is? I don't know.
She had that long conversation with Rachel, and now she's talking more. And what I will say is, Morgan has been wavering on this. Morgan is the person who's pushed this the most. but has also been like, wait, is this a huge mistake? And it is for Morgan. And she's sort of like keeps realizing it, but then comes back into it, especially when she talks to like Vinny or Zach. So I've been wondering if Morgan will try to put the brakes on this, but I felt like Mickey was so strong on wanting to work with Rylie and Catherine. So we'll see. I'm hearing this from the chat. We'll see if it's actually, I guess, like holding or anything like that. But theoretically, it could still be up in the air here. So stay tuned for tomorrow's update.
And Mickey's a little when she doesn't. It was numerous times people were talking to her about, hey, what do you think? What do you think I should do? And granted, I'm referencing her and Ashley's conversation that I think happened today, or was it yesterday? But she basically didn't even really look at Ashley when Ashley was like, Vince, okay, you got to be quick. Morgan's up here. What do you want? What do you? I'm like, oh my God, Ashley, speak, hurry up, speak some truth into her. But hopeful, fingers crossed, we get a good HOH week out of Mickey, but I'm not too hopeful.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anything else, Sasha?
Nope. I just love it for the content that like we got all of this and then we end up in the right spot.
That'd be nice. Which a lot of times that's how Big Brother does happen. It boom, and then we gotta dig through all the and then we can like, okay, we can breathe.
That's how it often happens, but it hasn't happened that way this season.
Why are you here with like a pin to our balloon? You know what I mean? Like, let me live.
Low expectations are the key to happiness. That's what Rob always says.
Stop it.
All right. Well, that is what we have for you then tonight. Stay tuned. Tomorrow morning, I will be live with the live feed update to let you know what goes on.
Your face.
I love that face.
It's accurate. There's definitely going to be lots of updates tomorrow morning, so stay tuned for that. And then we also have the Stock Watch tomorrow. And boy, are the ratings going to be heavily dependent on what decision is made at the veto ceremony. So stay tuned for tomorrow night's Stock Watch Roundtable podcast. We also have Destination X. Sasha, tell me about this.
Woohoo! Yes, we finally have wrapped up a really like silly, fun season of Destination X, which is a GeoGuessr and mystery show where they get to go to a town or an area in Europe and they have to decide where the X are we. And Josh was on it, and Janae and Peter. And a really like fun finale. We got to talk to all the cast, do all the exit interviews. And I personally believe the winner of Destination X should play Big Brother. And I told him that a lot on his exit interview. So
you wish that evil upon him.
Yeah. And listen, I hope so. But yeah, check it out.
All right. Also, check out on American Airlines, Rob has a podcast. If you're flying American Airlines, you can now view some entertainment from Rob has a podcast, including some of the retrospective podcasts that we did in the off season. If you're interested in those,
that's so cool.
Yes, very cool.
My stepdad sending me videos from American. He's like, "Who's this guy, Taran?"
Wait, are you serious?
Because it's our and he's listening to your and my because my stepdad is a big Big Brother fan, so he's listening to our oh my God, memory wall, I think is what you called it on there. But it's so funny, and he's like, I thought like Rob was in charge. I was like, not this again.
That's so funny.
And of course, check out Chat BCC if you want to get involved in all of the conversation happening there with all the alumni who are hanging out at Chat BCC.
Is it pretty active over there?
Don't ask me.
Oh, you're not on it?
It is. Okay. Jacob, you should like come on the RHAP one. Definitely.
And what do y'all do? Just like talk? Like what do y'all do?
It's like just us talking to each other with like the patrons are also on there. But they can reply to us, but we can have like our conversations. I feel like you're just the right amount of messy.
See,
To be
I
honest.
haven't tweeted. I typically just intake a lot of things, and so since
Yeah.
like it needs to be like an author, I think it may get me out of that little bubble. And so I may, but I just keep to my Twitter
Yeah,
extras.
it's
I
just us saying
know, but
nonsense, like,
okay,
on
okay.
there.
And Taran, you're not on there.
I've not joined
You hate
myself.
it. I get it.
You maybe should. Why won't you go? You're like the Big Brother. I mean, hey, you have a book about Big Brother. Why aren't you
Yeah, tell
everywhere
'em.
covering? Why
Tell 'em.
aren't you on the BBC, the BCC of the chat?
Mostly because all of my thoughts are spoken on podcasts.
I know, very
Like,
true.
what could I possibly say?
No, you have to
Very
say,
true.
like, you're unhinged. That's the only way we're allowing y'all.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
Like, you
That makes
can't be
well,
normal.
Speaking of the other thoughts that I do have are in the book Behind the Mirror, a book that I wrote over the last couple of years about the show, Inside the World of Big Brother. You can pre-order at taranarmstrong.com, and greatly appreciate those that are doing so. All right, Jacob Jones, what else? Where should people check
What-
you out?
Check me out if you want to listen to some good music. Check me out. I go by that artist named Air, H-E-I-R. Just type in like Air Afterlife. Hear one of my most amazing songs. Have some new music coming out next month. I don't know. I'm just having fun creating, building, living. And I moved to the West Side, so I get a little more daylight in my bloodstreams than I'm used to for the past, I don't know, 4 years, and it feels amazing. So yeah, and it's fun being back here talking to you, Taran, talking to you, Sasha, and I'm very hopeful and excited about this Big Brother season, pending tomorrow's decision. So
All right. How about you, Sasha? Anything else?
Yes. In addition, Destination X, check out Mess Magnets, where we're talking all the mess, all the celebrity gossip, everything trending. We're talking about it. Lavina joined me this week to talk about all of that. And we talked about Love Island. We talked about Drag Race mess. So check all of that out. And listen, we even talked about sports mess. So if you're missing all the Shannon Sharp drama and you need people talking
God,
about it,
that's still
come
messy.
on down to Mess Magnets.
All right. Well, that is what we have for you tonight. Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see all of you next time.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.